Well, folks, there's just three of us tonight. We've got loads of really good racing to look forward to this weekend, haven't we, boys?
We have indeed.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. As I say, unfortunately, Mark can't join. He's a bit busy tonight, but Mark we'll get some thoughts on Mark up on Twitter for you. Biggest race of the weekend, then, lads, the Charlie Hall.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a good one.
That's the biggest one up north, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely is. Some really decent runners, isn't there? Okay, well, we're expecting good to soft at the moment. We'll just run through the card quickly. We've got Cyrname, 2-1. Sam Spinner, 10-3. Vinndication at 4-1. Ballyoptic at 6-1. Definitely Red at 9-1. And then, of course, you've got the biggest shots. You've got the Bague Au Roi at 20-1. Mr. Whitaker and Keeper Hill at 20-1. So they're your main culprits. We've got a few outsiders, haven't we? But I don't think we expect them to place, do we, or get involved?
Well, there could be a few. It could be a good a surprise. I mean, there's one that I've got a really big each way, which I've had a look, and he's got a bit of good form on good to soft. So
fair enough. Well, everybody's entitled to opinion. So
yeah. So and also that particular big one finished 5th in the RSA. So
okay, all right.
We'll do all right on that one, I reckon.
No, we'll come back to that then. So let's start at the top of the list then. Cyrname. Go on, Jamie. You had something to say off there, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, he's the highest rated chaser in Britain. Does he go left-handed? We'll have to wait and see. I think he's only won once going left-handed, but he's left-handed. You know, is that a problem? He could be. He's coming back from an injury, from a setback. So most probably he needs to run. But obviously, Paul Nicholls, his yard is in really, really good form at the moment. But with Cyrname, you know, is he going to cut? Is he going to jump them? You know, they're really stiff Wetherby fences and all that. So, you know, they're quite a bit of a task to jump over. So, it'd be interesting with Cyrname.
According to his record, he's only had the one attempt at over 3 miles, and that was in the King George. And we know how far behind he was of Clan des Obeaux.
Yeah, he wasn't close.
To be fair, they were all a long way behind, but
yeah, he wasn't getting on terms though, was he, on that front?
No.
I do think, like Jamie alluded to, we know he's a top chaser. And on terms of jumping ability, you wouldn't be too surprised the left-handed side of things not being too much of an issue and jumping the sort of horses behind him into submission. But could this be like a pipe cleaner race? You know, like first run of the season, just get some fresh legs, and is it just a run out, or are they aiming to win? But you know, by far and out, I'd say best horse in the race. But
I mean, that's the same thing though, Sean. It could be like a little bit of a prep run for the King George again. And I mean, the way he jumped over at Ascot when he got that big rating for over chasing and that, he jumped so well over Ascot. It was like that was just like perfection, really, when he did that. But then, like you say, like with Nicky, when I've seen Nicky Henderson's little interview, he said that was the wrong race for Altior against Cyrname. He should have pulled out Altior at that time, but he would have got told off or would have got moaned about it. But I think both horses got, you know, they've had a ding dong of a battle of that particular race, and they've just took out of each other. You know,
it was almost like a pressured into situation. He felt like, didn't he? For Altior.
It was like smoking Joe Fraser versus Muhammad Ali. It was like, you're going, I'll smack your face and you can smack my one. And
it was just what everyone wanted to see, wasn't it, really? They could hear what the racing public wanted. And we I mean, you know, looking back on it, I think...
Didn't they duck one meeting before?
Yeah, to get to that Ascot race. So I'll take it on that front then. As far as picks go, is anyone Cyrname based?
No,
not
right, okay. Just as
I suppose ultimately, what we're realistically saying is that although we don't feel that it might be for him, what we're really saying is, you know, you just can't rule someone out like that, though.
No. A horse of that ability, as much as we've all just said that, you know, it may not be who we feel will be the winner. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not the best horse. You know, they're priming for this situation. So you know, me personally, that's not who I will feel go on to win it. But I think it's a horse destined for different, better things maybe this season.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, let's move on to next then. We're looking at Sam Spinner next then. 322 days since been on track. Quite a big ask, isn't it?
In this race, yeah.
In a quality of this.
Oh yeah. I mean, with Sam Spinner, I mean, he had a pelvic injury. What I've read. I don't think he's a fence horse. He doesn't jump a fence that well.
No.
I think he should revert back to hurdles. I think he's a hurdle horse throughout, really, in my opinion. He's had a few spins over fences, but that's most probably the way he had his injury going over fences, and he had that pelvic injury. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'm not a trainer. It could be the way that he's jumped over the fence, and he's obviously gone over awkward, and then they've sat and kind of the jockey had to put him up so quickly. So I'm not really sure. I don't. I think 360 odd days will be a good, a good little blowout for him, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah. No, I think he's a horse with some ability, but
I don't think. I think the odds on that. I think like Jamie was saying, his jumping isn't for the sort of class and for the sort of horses that he's in and amongst in that race. I don't see the price. It was 100 to 30.
Yeah,
it's like that second, third favourite, and ahead of or along the same lines of horses like Vinndication. Ballyoptic, even the Bague Au Roi at 20s carrying bottom weight, and for me,
you're struggling to see the justification for it.
Just don't understand it. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot I don't know that goes on, but behind doors of the trainers and stuff like that. So they're obviously confident putting him in after such a long layup in a competitive race. But I think, like Jamie was saying, the jumping for me in this race with someone like Cyrname in, and even Vinndication, who was fourth in at Cheltenham on his last outing, I think it will be tough for Sam Spinner to lay a glove on them.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Sam Spinner. He'll be in the first circuit, obviously, but he'll be in the mix. He'll be, run for your money.
Of course,
I reckon coming around that home bend, I think it will just take him out on the last, 2 or 3.
Yeah, he'll just get found out a bit.
Yeah. Too many little niggly mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
All right. Well, it doesn't sound like any of us have chosen Sam Spinner then. So next then, Vinndication 4-1.
There's your winner.
That's me.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, right. Bingo.
That's me.
Right. Well, I'll let you two argue out. Whoever wants to sort of give us a rundown first, go on.
Go on, Jamie. Oh, I'll go. Okay. Like I was saying, Vinndication for me, 4th at Cheltenham. Obviously, earlier this year was his last race. Went off favourite in that. Which, such a large field. It was the conditional was the winner. I think that was the day Champions Day. We were there. It wasn't on a Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah.
Always prominent in that race, and seems to run his races quite front running. Like Jamie was saying about Cyrname as well. If the left-handed track doesn't favour a horse like Cyrname, I think it won't be too much of a trouble for Vinndication. We know the ground won't be an issue. He stayed on well up the hill at Cheltenham, just got found out. I think at that time, conditional was, again, running off a low weight with an apprentice on, so there was a lot less weight on that back getting up that hill, which makes a difference massively. But I think Bass will have him, will be very much at the forefront of the race the whole way round. Jumping could be a little bit sharper if you're going to get at Cyrname. But again, I think this is a very good race for Vinndication to start his season and get a good win under his belt, to be honest.
Okay. What do you want to add then, Jamie?
Well, I mean, I watched his second run, which was over Ascot. That was at Good to Soft, and he jumped really, really well. And I thought, he was right up there. David Bass was up on the front when they first started. When they first started the race, and he was up with the pace. So if he stays up there with that pace, he'll do well over that particular race course.
Well, I noticed he went unbeaten in like 2017, 2018, but it was only really up to about 2 mile 5. So obviously this is a bit more up in trip for him. But he has, as you say, he's had a couple of attempts at 3 mile and done all right.
Yeah, I mean, with the Ascot,
that win at Ascot, and then obviously what you were saying, showing the fourth at the festival in the ultimate.
I mean, you can class Ascot the 2 miles, 7 furlongs, and 180 yards. You could say of 3 miles, really.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, with the ultimate, it was 3 miles 1. So obviously, I mean, okay, the Charlie Hall chase is 3 miles and 45 yards. So plus, Wetherby's quite flat, so and that will help him as well. And he beat Regal Inkle 5 lengths at Ascot. The second time that he won at Ascot, he won the Saxado Gold Cup, and Regal Inkle is running on that day as well. So that could help the form for Regal Inkle. I think Vinndication with his soft like that with Ascot, he should win. I think I had a look on the sportinglife.com website. I think he was at 11 or 2, so at the time with a price. So that's not bad.
No, fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, next lad is Ballyoptic, and that's actually my pick. 2019 Charlie Hall winner. So obviously clearly can do it. We know that. He's had 23 races of over 3 miles and up to about 3 mile 2. He's won 6 and placed in 5. I suppose the worry would be that he wouldn't want drying conditions because he does his best work on the wetter ground. So obviously that would be the concern, that if the weather dried out a little bit, then it might go against him, where some of the others might handle it a bit better than him. But he does seem to do his better work on the softer conditions. So that's really kind of where I was looking at. Like I say, previous winner. I can't see, definitely Red, switching the form around after being so far behind him last time. It's not like a couple of lengths he's got to have on him. You know what I mean? He's got 26 lengths to find. I can't really see that. So I've sort of gone for, I suppose, course form and obviously last year's winner, and just thought maybe we might see something of the same. Did fall in the national, so we never really know how well he was going to do there. Obviously, we know Tiger Roll what he did, but did fall in the national. But so
he did run in the
bigger
virtual,
fields. He's running to smaller fields. So mate.
He didn't run in the virtual though, did he?
No. So that's my pick, basically. That's who I'm going to go for.
I mean, that's a positive thing with Ballyoptic. I mean, he ran really well. Like what I backed him at Chepstow. That was at good the soft. So he likes the soft conditions and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's top weight, so that's the main. That's the main thing. And with the weather forecast, it's going to be rain up there, and it could be the conditions might change. It might hinder him going top weight and running on soft conditions. So
of course there is that. If he gets worse and got top weight to worry about at the same time as well, then obviously. But
I could see him in the place. I can see him in a place. Definitely.
As the statistics show, it just shows that. If you take the top weight out of it, the statistics do show that he does his better work on the softer ground. So all we can hope is that maybe he can cope, or maybe I hope that he can contend with that top weight. So okay, well obviously that leads us on then to definitely Red at 9 to 1. He's had plenty of attempts at the distance, so he's had 22 races over 3 mile. He's won 8 of them. Won 8 times, and he's had 6 wins on the soft conditions. So they all seem to be able to handle the softer conditions that we're expecting. But as you say, from my point of view, I can't see him turning around 26.
No, no. Like you say, a couple of 2-3 lengths here and there, and the weight difference. You tend to assume that second can reverse the form. And usually get the nod on those that the weight's gone up, but I don't see that this time around. We're definitely ready, if I'm honest. like you say, a very consistent type. You can't argue with the horse's form, and the distance certainly won't be a problem. I don't think ground's going to be too much of an issue for it. But
he's had a couple of wins on heavy as well.
Yeah, so we know that that's not going to be too much of an issue. That is just such a large deficit with, you know, not a lot to go on to suggest that the form will be reversed by that way.
Yeah, and not only has he got to reverse that form, but then he's also got to contend with
the types of Cyrname. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's got to perform on the day really, and now he jumps on them fences. He makes a mistake and all that, but I mean, we've definitely read. I think it's a prep run for the national again.
Yeah,
definitely. And then after that, he might go for the Betfair Chase, you know, to prepare for him for the national again.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, he's like you say, he's very consistent and everything. And Brian Ellison, he does like a winner at Wetherby and that. So
yeah,
you could say he could do well. I mean, Danny Cook won't be riding because he'll be injured. So I don't know who'll be riding. Definitely Red. So
it's one of those where you could kind of see it where his consistency in form shows that, you know, it's a horse will be in the mixer. But then again, the side of it is it just a leg stretch? Like Jamie suggested for other things for the season, it is still very early on. It is a very tough competitive race. So is this just a starting block for something else as opposed to, you know, main, which obviously none of them's main target, but with a lot of the others at the front of the market, you can kind of see them nipping this one in the bag as an early confidence boost as opposed to a leg stretch.
Yeah.
Henry Brook, according to Bet365, Jamie.
Right, right. He's a decent jockey. Henry Brook, and he rides for
I say, you know, it's just one of them, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. You wouldn't put your mortgage on him, but at the same time, you wouldn't be completely shocked if he ran a decent race and was somewhere in the mix.
He's a horse. He's a horse called he runs for your money horse. He runs for your money. You always up there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Definitely on that one. So,
well, realistically, we're moving into the outsider, shall we say, lads? But then, of course, you've got my girl, Bague Au Roi.
Yeah, that's an each
20
way
to
one.
1 on my last flip. Yeah, I have to back her.
I don't think that's the worst shout as a each way bet. I mean, at 20 to 1, was it on Bet365?
Yeah.
20 to 1, bottom weight, already had a run this season. All right, finished 4th at Perth. Perth.
Yeah,
I think so.
Did it fail?
No, it come 4th. I think it come 4th, but I think it clattered I did think she clattered the last. Jumped them all into submission up till that point, but you could tell that the legs were getting weary anyway. They were. She was going back to them as opposed to them catching up with her sort of job. But again, is the only horse in that race who had a leg stretch. So already had a leg stretch. So, you know, hopefully blown the cobwebs off. Bottom weight, you know, 20 to 1.
But do you think that she's got the form? Do you think she'll, you know, may not run to that mark? As in, she might go, well, I've had enough of jumping fences. I might as well, you know, become a brood mare or something.
Like you say, the form-wise has taken somewhat of a dip from, I think it was not last year, she kind of didn't step up to the mark last year. I think it was the year prior, wasn't it? Where she was at the forefront and winning races and headlining and things like this. Last year was kind of, you know, playing second fiddle to a lot of horses, doing well to place as opposed to going on to win, which everyone was assuming she would do. She's not winning the race.
She had a 4-timer in 2019.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you're not going to assume she's going to win this race, because you don't know what can happen. But if there is remnants of 2 years ago at 20 to 1, bottom weight, she'll get the ground that she'll want.
Yeah,
you know, it just takes a few mistakes in a very high class chased race. Your horse to go from a 20 to 1 massive outsider, not standing a chance, to, you know, very good each way bet.
Yeah, she's had a couple of, you know, she has won a couple over that 3 mile.
That's exactly. So there is form on that.
To two wins at Kempton.
I mean, it doesn't really give me any confidence with Bague Au Roi because of her like you say, with the form and everything, and also, you know, she ran at Ireland, and I don't think she ran that well in Ireland. I don't think, did she?
No,
And then
didn't.
And then Warren Greatrex went, well, we have to take her back and see what we're going to do and think about it, if we have to run a next race or next target race, or thinking of, like, you know, that's it, pull up stumps and send her to the the breeding route. So it's going to be unfortunate.
Oh no, you know, I mean, again, the form doesn't, you know. You look at her, if you look at her track record, you know, I mean, she is, you know, better over shorter distance. You know, I mean, there's no really denying that. But you know, at the end of the day, they can only ever run at what distance they're sent over. They don't have a choice in the matter. So, you know, and just say, she has got a couple of wins over that distance. So I don't, you know, I mean, I don't like you say, Sean. I don't think it's the most terriblest bet in the world. You know, again, it's I think it's quite tricky looking at the race, because there's not really any of them that you can just count out straight away and go, yeah, well, they won't handle the conditions. No. They all seem quite happy on the softer side conditions, you know.
Yeah, is this on the day they have to, when they come out of the stable and go, yeah, this is the one for me, and then the other's going to go, oh, I just feel like I want to go and stay in the stables. I just want to fall asleep. And
it is. It's just going to. It's
going to say, Jamie, you never know.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. Well, let's give a quick mention. If you sort of brushed on him quickly there, or bypass him, whatever you want to say. Mr. Whitaker at 20-1. Again, not a terrible shout, really.
Not.
I'll take that as a no then.
No. Yeah.
Bit part player, maybe, in the nicest of ways.
Yeah. I mean, the other one. Yeah. I mean, the other one as well. I'm gonna like Keeper Hill. I don't even know, you know much with Keeper Hill. He might be up there, in the mix as well. I mean, I'm not sure who's the jockey for that one. It must probably be Burke, I would imagine.
I'd imagine so.
Riding him. So, you know, he's had a bit of form.
Heskins on Keeper Hill.
Heskins. So he's had a bit of, you know, he's no mug of a jockey. He'll know what to do. Yeah. He's had a few winners as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, he could be up there in the mix. There's going to be one surprise who's going to be up in the place anyway, like a big prize place anyway.
Yeah. Well, Keeper Hill should definitely not mind the condition.
Yeah.
He's run over 3 mile and nine attempts at it, and he's had a couple of wins. He hasn't won at Wetherby though, which is, I don't know whether that's a telltale sign or not. But he's not actually had a win at Wetherby. But again, obviously anything could happen on the days that he did run there, so we don't quite know that. But that's that. So really, we kind of covered all of them there, then, lads, and obviously we sort of 2-1 really. 2 of you against.
There's one that you missed out, which is
go on in, mate.
Ayr Down 50-1 each way.
Okay.
Ran at Cheltenham in the RSA last year in soft conditions, finishing 5th place, and was behind Milena Indo. That won so many lengths.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I'm not really sure.
Won again the other day.
Won the other day. That could help the form, even though it was behind on that day. I think it ran at Kelso as a prep run, I reckon, for the Charlie Hall. That was a 2-mile one, so it's keeping it, you know, having a prep run and get his eye in for the jumping over fences. And Kelso's a bit of a, you know, a hard track to run. So might be up there. I think, you know, the soft conditions, he's got form on soft conditions as well, even at the soft conditions. So I reckon because of that, he finished 5th in the RSA 100-1. I think he'll be a joker in the pack, and 50-1 he could get into a place.
Okay, mate. Fair enough. All right. Yeah. Well, there's your Brucey bonus outsider from Jamie. Okay. All right. Well, like I say, obviously we all know there's loads of decent racing on over the next couple of days, really. But obviously, maybe by the time you see this, it might be Friday anyway, or whatever. Well, just a couple I wanted to brush on, and you can give us your thoughts. You've got Vedana Blue in the 210. And then you've also got the Bet365 Hurdle at 345. You've got Lisnagar Osacar, Roksana, Next Destination, Wholestone, Copperhead.
Copperhead.
How do you pronounce this one, Sean? Decor?
Decor Irlandias.
Decor Irlandias. Oh, yeah.
Chapman's Height, Kildisart and the Dutchman. Copperhead's one that Mark's chosen in one of his ones to watch. And Jamie, I believe you went for Decor as one of your ones.
Yeah, that's one of mine that I've put for my tracker, Decor Irlandias or Irlandias. Yeah.
Jamie's tracker's going to be going mad this weekend. He's got horses everywhere.
It'd be as long as my arm. I'm telling you.
It's got a chance though, that Decor Irlandias.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's run really good on big prices as well. So if he's got a good price, even like 12 to 1+, he'll run for your money. Definitely.
I think he is. I think the horse is running off at about. Was it 12? I think you might be right, around about 12.
Yeah. So
he's a big. I mean, obviously you've got the Stayers Hurdle winner in there in Lisnagar Osacar, but then again, what was that? 50 to 1. I mean,
50 to 1, big price at Cheltenham when it won the Stayers.
Yeah, so obviously it's a tough. Yeah, obviously it's a tough race. Next Destination. Is this his first run for Nicholls after joining from Mullins?
It is, yeah.
It is. So that'll be interesting, wasn't it? Obviously, because we've had Lorena has obviously had a run out for Nicholls and won. Was it?
Yeah.
So
that's right. Yeah, Lorena.
So obviously this is another one of the Mullins constituency, and you can't write that horse off. One of the most consistent, very rarely out of places, and
I'll give you a bruisey bonus if you can tell me how long he's been off track.
What, what, Next Destination?
Yeah.
420+ days.
And the rest.
Is there?
920 days.
Oh, my word. Oh, he'll come back fighting fit.
According to this, his last race was 3
years
2018, yeah, something like that, 2018 or something.
Jeez.
So if Nicholls wins him, he'll be the next Messiah.
Well, he's got him prime. He's got him prime then. He's had all that time to train. There's no excuse. Match fit. He's coming back. He's coming back. Don't worry.
Right. So, anything else you want to add, then, lads? Anybody else you want to? Any other mentions you want to give us?
I'll go for one. Ascot 305. Sondexo handicap hurdle listed race, 2 miles. Claudius Marcius, trained by Nicky Richards. His last run was at Perth. Finished second over fences. His run before that was over Savile, and it dropped down to 2 miles in a hurdle race and finished second behind highly priced. He's a very versatile horse on the distance, light cut on the ground, so he could have an each way squeak at 14 to 1 at Ascot each way.
Fair enough. Okay,
also, be interesting to see. Obviously, I think is it this weekend presenting Percy.
He
is running this weekend. Yes. Was it this weekend? I believe it is this weekend. So obviously, that's for the last 2 years now. That's been the Gold Cup winner that everybody has been raving about. That I don't know if he's finished the race in the Gold Cup yet. I've forgotten about that one.
True,
so, but we know full well what that horse's ability is like, and it would really be good to see a prime presenting Percy. Get back to winning ways.
Good effort from him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be brilliant. Obviously, Endo has started the Gold Cup route, so it would be really good. I do like presenting Percy. I just feel that so many times that we've got to the Gold Cup and it goes off so short. And the poor thing just either doesn't get round or gets engulfed in everything else. So it would be nice to see him.
Just doesn't seem to have fired, does he? When it's needed to, he just hasn't. He hasn't, pulled the trigger like, has he?
Yeah. So obviously that one.
Let's hope Gordon Elliott normally, finds something underneath his bonnet. Otherwise, he's going to be the middle name of if he could have won.
Yeah,
if
that's what I mean.
That's his middle name, Percy.
Percy, presenting if Percy. But yeah, it would be nice. I do like the horse. It's just they've gone on about it so much about being the Irish bank for the Gold Cup and things like this. And it is a brilliant horse. It just never seems to fire. So it'd be nice to see that get a good start to the season. to be honest with you. And
yeah, in other words, I like try and put previous form to bed, and just like say, move on and start again, sort of thing.
Exactly, and obviously the forgotten horse we're talking about, if buts and maybes, Might Bite running at 16-1 at Ascot.
Yeah,
you never 2-3 years ago you'd never assume that horse would ever go off at 16-1.
No.
Let alone you have to keep scrolling to find it in the betting.
Well, yeah, I mean, only too well, Sean, as a man that got me into this sport, that Might Bite was not fantastic. The name, but he was right up into the sport, and sort of my first first big horse I followed, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, the wheels just sort of fallen off for him, really.
Yeah, but like I say, just to see it get round and run a good race, and that would be nice to see. Like I say, with the weekend as a whole, there are so many big, exciting, old school names coming out. It's the good thing about drum racing. We've been talking about these horses for the past 2-3 years, and they're still going. So
the
trainers have let loose.
Yeah, absolutely.
The trainers have let loose all the horses out now. They're just like, and then the Might Bright is having was it Might Bright? Bite. It might be having a prep run for the old for the cross country.
Yeah. There's a lot. No, there's a lot to look forward to this weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, okay, well, we'll wrap up there then, guys. As you say, quite rightly, Sean, there's loads to look forward to. We'll fill that blank box on the screen with somebody's thoughts on Twitter. I instructed Mark to give us his choices. So, just keep an eye out on Twitter, and we'll find out who Mark's gone for. And good luck whoever you back this weekend. And as you say, Sean, plenty of really exciting racing to look forward to. So we're well looking forward to it, aren't we?
Yep, indeed. And I've got a horrible feeling that somewhere amidst all the talk, we may have tore apart one of our colleagues' chances of the deal. But we'll let him. But we'll let him argue why it will prove us wrong.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's why we love this sport. It's all about opinion. So, okay, guys, we'll see you again soon.
See you again.
Yep, see you soon. All the best for Saturday.
And you, mate. Ta-da.